All right, so this is my new fun question. Um, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you in like some kind of like religious context?
Sure. Okay. So this can't go anywhere, so don't tell anybody.
Well, right now there's only 4 people watching live, so
Okay, great. That's perfect. That's the best.
I'm gonna tag you after this, but but
Yeah.
no one's gonna hear it.
Okay, so when I was like 15, if you rewind and go all the way back to that age, just like late 90s, right? Late 90s. And there was this big like charismatic movement going on in the churches, starting in like Toronto, and there was some stuff happening in Florida, and there's just big charismatic movements happening. And so I was at this non-denominational church, and the pastor had gone, I guess, to one of those services, and like the spirit was, I guess, moving crazy. And he decided, well, I can't say it like that, but he came back to this church and then did our service and decided to kind of incorporate some of those same charismatic elements into the service. And, I was like 16, and I was like, whatever. So at some point he gets to this altar call, and it was very emotional. And it was like, I remember feeling like, if you don't go down to the front, like you're an idiot. Like if you can't recognize sin in yourself at this point and you don't go to the front, like there's a problem with you. So like, the altar call came, and I went up there with like, I probably 3/4 of the church, going up to the front. And I went up to the front. And so the pastor was going around and he was putting his hands on people and praying, and like, boom, they were like falling over Benny Hinn style. And it was like, I'd never seen this before. This was new for me. I didn't know what was happening. It was really kind of alarming. Like I was like, what is happening to these guys? They're on the floor. They're not even like, and there was people behind them catching them and like trying to stop them from falling and stuff. And I was like, hey, they're coming down the line toward me. And I remember thinking, I don't know what I signed up for. Like what's about to happen to me? Like I had no idea. Like I'm like, God, I came down here, but are these people like, some of them look dead? It was kind of freaky. And so they kept coming down the line, and everybody one by one, like I kid you not, like 50 to 60 people had just been like slain in the spirit and were laying out there on the floor. And then the pastor gets to me, and he puts his hand on my forehead, and he starts praying, and he's being very repetitious and very fast, and he's praying. And I kid, like what I was thinking was like, dear Jesus, just take me, just send me down, just do whatever you got to do, like get me out of this awkward moment. And the problem is that nothing was happening. And I was just there, and I was like, please just, do whatever's happening, please. And they kept praying, and they kept praying, and they kept praying. And it's like, there was a stop. Like all of a sudden everything was going good. And then they hit me, and I was like, something's wrong. And, and I mean, I was so desperate. I was like, I don't know why. I mean, I felt like there was a problem with me. I was like, Jesus, just fix it. Just do what you got to do. And finally the pastor kind of just gives up, and the guys behind me who are there to catch me in case I fell, they kind of just sort of lowered me halfway, and were like, he's good. And they moved on to the next person. And then the next person was like, boom, and he just straight down, and then down line. And then they left me there. And I was standing there, and like 40, 50 people around me all passed out on the floor, but me. Yeah. And then it was like, all right. And then the service ends. And that screwed me up for so long. I was like, what happened to me? What's wrong with me? Like, it messed me up. My parents asked me about it on the way home. They're like, what happened? And I remember telling them the first time I told them, I was like, oh yeah, it was good. Jesus really did a work, because I was so embarrassed to say, I don't know what happened like to me.
Yeah.
But then later on, I was just like, I don't think there was a problem with me in the end. So I don't want to go, but that right there, that has stuck with me as the most awkward moment I think a person in a church can ever experience, is being the only person standing. Imagine a Benny Hinn stage and one dude standing right in the middle, and that guy is me. That's what happened.
I love that you're praying like, take me, Jesus, because it's awkward.
Yes. It's like, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what, am I supposed to say something? Am I supposed to breathe right? Like they're over there like, put him down. Jesus, let your spirit come. Jesus, let your spirit come. Put him down, put him down, put him down. And I'm just like, please, yes, put me down. Please. Nothing. Just left me there.